It's a lovely day. Welcome to Hope Channel Zambia, media that changes lives. It is time for the news and I'm your anchor, Meboch Timbiti, alongside George Kalimukwa. Let's look at stories making headline. SEC arrests 2 health employees for corruption. GBV reporting process inks victims. Navi Singers brings hope to Kanyama West Clinic. Amos said to hand over mother's shelter in Kembe. This plus more stories coming up shortly.
Mwami College of Health Sciences is inviting applications for the January 2026 intake. We are offering pre-service diploma programs in registered nursing, public health nursing, and direct entry midwifery, and in service diplomas in enrolled to registered nursing and registered nurse midwifery. To qualify, pre-service candidates must be 16 years or older, with a grade 12 certificate and at least 5 credits, including mathematics, English, and a science subject. In service, candidates must hold a professional nursing qualification, a valid practicing license, and academic qualifications. Applications are online only at www.mwamiconm.edu.zm. Before applying, prepare scanned and certified copies of your NRC, grade 12 certificate, and a bank deposit slip for $150 non-refundable fee, payable to Mwami College of Nursing, Access Bank, Chipata, account number 00804015420016.
The deadline for receiving applications is on the 10th of October 2025.
For more information, call or WhatsApp 0975 303 331 during working hours or email registrar.mwami@marcos.com.
Thank you so much for joining us. We now look at the details. The Anti-Corruption Commission SEC in Mongo has arrested and charged Dr. Neto Mbwayo, the District Health Director for Kalabo District, for corruption involving 43,000 kwacha. In Mansa, the Commission has also arrested and charged Mr. Jackson Kaunda, a former Mansa District Hospital Administrator, with 3 counts of participating as a bidder in public procurement of procuring entity by which he was employed as a public officer, contrary to Section 73(1) as read with Section 77(1) of the Public Procurement Act No. 12 of 2008. In this matter, Mr. Kaunda allowed J.K. Kelly's General Dealers, a business in which he is a partner, to supply goods and services to Mansa District Hospital, where he was employed as hospital administrator. Mr. Mbwayo, 42, of Winela area in Kalabo, has been charged with 2 counts of willful failure. Mr. Mbwayo, 42, of Winela area in Kalabo, has been charged with 2 counts of willful failure to comply with applicable guidelines relating to procurement, contrary to Section 34(2) as read with Section 41 of the Anti-Corruption Act No. 3 of 2012. He has also been charged with 1 count of making a payment from public revenue of service not adequately rendered, contrary to Section 34(2) as read with Section 41 of the same Act. Investigations reveal that between 1st January 2021 and 31st December 2022 in Kalabo District, Dr. Mbwayo, in his capacity as District Health Director at Kalabo District Health Office, willfully failed to comply with Ministry of Health procurement guidelines dated 2nd January 2020, when he approved a payment of 39,000 kwacha to a named company for a purchase of 2 HP Pavilion laptops. An amount above is approval threshold of 30,000 kwacha. Further, he approved that the purchase of the 2 laptops without a written request from the user department. Investigations have further revealed that during the same period, Dr. Mbwayu authorized a payment of 4,000 kwacha from public revenue for the upholstery of an office motor vehicle seat, a service which was not adequately rendered. Meanwhile, Mr. Kaunda, 43, of Musenga site and service in Mansa, is alleged to have on 3 occasions between 1st February and 30th May 2022, allowed J.K. Kelly's General Dealers, a business in which he is a partner, to supply stationery amounting to 10,000 kwacha, cleaning materials amounting to 9,950 kwacha, and to service photocopiers at a cost of 1,000 kwacha, an entity in which he was employed as hospital administrator, a matter involving Mansa District Hospital, a public body. Both Dr. Mbwayu and Dr. Kaunda have since been released on bond and will appear in court soon. The Economics Association of Zambia, EAZ, has warned that the 2026 The Economics Association of Zambia, EAZ, has warned that 2026 national budget, through commendable risk, falling short if urgent reforms are not made to address energy shortages, financial inclusion, and weak oversight of public funds. Speaking at a press briefing in Lusaka today, EAZ President Dr. Oswald Mungule said the budget in its current form is well-intentioned but lacks the critical tools needed to guide economic transformation. Dr. Mungule noted that Zambia's economy continues to suffer from inadequate public financial management instruments, leaving economists with little capacity to assess the net impact of the budget on the country's wealth. He identified the energy crisis as one of the most pressing threats to budget implementation, warning that Zambia's heavy dependence on hydropower leaves the country vulnerable to climate shocks. Dr. Mungule stated that the ongoing load shedding of up to 12 hours daily is disrupting mining, agriculture, small businesses, and household welfare. He further warned that governance inks in the Constituents Development Funds, CDF, citing weak legislation, poor financial literacy, and unclear guidelines for access and oversight. Dr. Mungule called for reforms to ensure CDF allocations support green projects, education, and inclusive growth while safeguarding macroeconomic stability ahead of the 2026 general elections.
Load shedding is up to 12 hours, even more. Daily continues to disrupt activities, economic activities, such as mining, agriculture, barber shops, welders, and also household welfare at homes. So this is not a good scenario when we have structured this budget nicely, but we are still having these challenges. Okay, so these are some of the challenges that, or the gaps that will derail the budget, or likely to derail the budget. There is no clear roadmap, at least to the knowledge of the association, for scaling up solar, wind, and biomass energy. We haven't seen incentives for independent power producers, for instance. Okay, so we haven't seen the roadmap. Probably the yellow book might go into details, but we are basing our reaction on the basis of the budget address.
Some victims of gender-based violence in Kalingalinga compound have raised concerns over the delayed process in filing reports due to unavailability of doctors in health centers to sign documents on weekends. The absence of a doctor during weekends prolongs the process as victims are made to wait up to Mondays. Speaking in an interview with Hope News, a concerned citizen, Jack Chisenga, says this increases the risk of perpetrators escaping, putting survivors at greater risk. And one of the survivors, who opted to remain anonymous, says authorities need to implement a system for GBV survivors to file reports and receive immediate assistance anytime. She has called on the police, the Ministry of Health and lawmakers to involve the GBV survivors in decision-making, claiming they are the best people to give recommendations pertaining to their plight. A concerned resident of Kalingalinga has reached out to express the need for a more efficient process for gender-based violence GBV survivors to file police reports. Currently, survivors face delays due to the unavailability of officials to sign documents during weekends, resulting in potential risks to their safety as culprits may escape. During this time, survivors are forced to wait until the weekend is over for documents to be signed. The absence of a doctor during weekends further prolongs the process, often until Monday. These delays allows perpetrators to potentially flee, putting survivors at greater risk. Speaking to Hope News, Jack Chisenga has appealed to the relevant authority to provide personnel in clinics that will help 24/7 have their documents signed in good time.
It has been realized that of late, people would go and report cases at the police and then they're referred to the hospital after being given a police report, so that at the end of the day, when they're examined and the medical report is signed, they take back the report to the police for action. But it has been realized as well that at the hospital, there is a challenge that is there currently, where if someone reports the case, let's say Friday in the evenings, you find that they will find that under the Department of GBV, that person is already off and there is no one on standby that can come and handle that case, which means the person has to wait until the next working day, which is a Monday. And unfortunate enough, if Monday is a holiday, you find that the person will not find help not until Tuesday, when the person will be in the office. And thereby it prolongs the steps to justice for the victim, and also gives a lot of time for the perpetrator as well to even go on the run and disappear from the scene and just go, of which it becomes difficult for law enforcers as well to enforce the law against the perpetrator.
Survivor of GBV, who opted to be anonymous, has submitted that at least one or two survivors should be involved.
So on the issue of gender-based violence, with regards to the connectivity between the police and the clinic or hospital, I think the procedure needs to be shortened, because according to my own experience, the time that I got abused, the time I was trying to push for my divorce, I was abused by my ex-husband now, and I had to go to the police to get a police report. Then from there, I had to go to the clinic. So you can imagine, I was in pain. I had to wait until the doctor came through. She came through quite all right for me, but mostly you find that the doctor is not around. So meaning you have to wait, and if it's unfortunate for you, you're abused over the weekend, it means you have to wait until maybe on a Monday or Tuesday. That's if the Monday itself is not a holiday. So I think there's more damage will be done, especially with regards to the victims of the actual abuse, be it a woman or a man. prompt action needs to be taken. So I think whoever is in charge needs to see to it that the process is shortened to protect the victim from further abuse or even death. When making these policies, making reforms, creating the actual policies with regards to gender-based violence and how to best handle them, I think the best people to give advice or just basic direction on what needs to be done or what needs to be included in the policy are the actual victims, because they've experienced it, they know what happens, and they know the actual consequences of it having a long process for them to be helped.
During policy making, they have both called on authority to establish a system that allows GBV survivors to file reports and receive immediate assistance regardless of day or time, or implement a process for interim documentation that doesn't solemnly rely on a doctor's signature during weekends. Some of the potential benefits are a more efficient and responsive system can build trust between the community and law enforcement agencies. The police service is urged to review and streamline the GBV reporting process to better support survivors and ensure their safety. By implementing these recommendations, the community can work towards creating a safer environment for all residents. Mebo Chitimbiti, Hope News, Lusaka. The Ministry of Health in Nyimba District have recorded an increased number of malaria cases in the second quarter of 2025. Speaking in an interview with Hope News, Malaria Elimination Officer Daniel Mbulo says the district has recorded 61,693 cases in the second quarter of 2025. Mr. Mbulo has explained that in the second quarter of 2024, the district recorded 34,116 cases. He has attributed the increase in the malaria cases due to non-utilization of mosquito nets by the people along the valley area. Mr. Mbulo has further said that despite the increase of malaria cases, the district recorded a slight reduction in death caused by the said disease. He said that in 2024, the district recorded 2 deaths of malaria cases, while in 2025, the district has recorded 1 death in the quarter under review. Mr. Mbulo says the Ministry of Health has put in place different interventions in order to fight malaria in the district. Meanwhile, Eastern Province Women Development Association Community Engagement Officer Winjli Kakoma has expressed happiness that despite recording higher numbers of malaria cases in the district, has managed to record the reduction of death caused by malaria. Ms. Kakoma has also expressed happiness with community health workers who have helped the ministry fight against malaria at the community. She has urged the general public to use mosquito nets for intended purpose.
In 2024, for all age groups, we were at 217 per 1,000. Then this year in quarter 2, we've moved to 381.5 per 1,000. So from 217 per 1,000 to 381.5 per 1,000, we've seen an increment in the incidence of malaria when you compare the 2 periods under review. We've also seen a significant increase in the malaria incidence for under 5s. Last year in quarter 2, 2024, we were at 189 per 1,000, and this year we are at 320 per 1,000. So even in under 5s, the malaria trends have gone up. And when we compare now the first 2 quarters for 2024 and the first 2 quarters for 2025, that significant increase is still there. So like for 2024, from January to June, we were standing at 343.6 per 1,000. That was the malaria incidence from January to June 2024. And this year, same period, we had 587.6 per 1,000. So there are some factors that have contributed to this increase. And one of them is, I think we have facilities under the valley, and during the rain season, the farming period, there is human-animal conflict there. So what we've gathered on the ground is people spend more time guarding their crops. So we've given out the ITNs, but they're not being utilized because people tend to sleep outside, trying to protect their crops from the animals. Then we're also talking of other interventions that we are implementing, like indoor residue spraying. For Nimba, we have 28 health facilities, but indoor residue spraying is only implemented in 17 out of the 28 health facilities. So there's a gap of about 11 facilities where this intervention is not being implemented.
The presentation that we just had inside with the MEO for Nimba, he talked of how much he's increased the number of facilities receiving IRS spray from 17 facilities to 21. That one wasn't easy. We had to push them hard because it was through the same project that we actually got to know that some facilities haven't been sprayed from the time the IRS spraying started. And then the other improvement also has been on how the facilities have also brought in CHWs in most communities. And through that, at least more people are being seen in the community than at the facilities. Then the other one, I can also say at least some high burden facilities have also reduced the case of malaria from we have seen from the presentation as compared to last year. This year, the numbers of deaths have gone down, and we hope it continues that way, it stays that way. We don't change in fighting malaria. And the ITN utilization by pregnant women and households, at least we've seen an improvement so far.
We now take a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Mwami College of Health Sciences is inviting applications for the January 2026 intake. We are offering pre-service diploma programs in registered nursing, public health nursing, and direct entry midwifery, and in service diplomas in enrolled to registered nursing and registered nurse midwifery. To qualify, pre-service candidates must be 16 years or older, with a grade 12 certificate and at least 5 credits, including mathematics, English, and a science subject. In service, candidates must hold a professional nursing qualification, a valid practicing license, and academic qualifications. Applications are online only at www.mwamiconm.edu.zm. Before applying, prepare scanned and certified copies of your NRC, grade 12 certificate, and a bank deposit slip for $150 non-refundable fee, payable to Mwami College of Nursing, Access Bank, Chipata, account number 00804015420016.
The deadline for receiving applications is on the 10th of October 2025.
For more information, call or WhatsApp 0975 303 331 during working hours, or email registrar.mwami@marcos.com.
Welcome to Brave Gardens, the perfect venue for unforgettable moments.
Whether it's a kitchen party, a dreamy outdoor wedding, a vibrant birthday celebration, or a fun-filled family day, Brave's Garden is the place to be.
Brave Garden offers a beautiful outdoor space with a swimming pool, kids play park, and a peaceful environment for any events.
We've got more than just space. Enjoy mouth-watering meals at our restaurant and bring the kids for school trips that blend fun and learning. Spacious, scenic outdoor setting, sparkling swimming pool, fun-filled kids play park, friendly staff, and flexible packages.
At Brave Gardens, quality doesn't break the bank. We offer flexible packages at affordable rates to make your day special and stress-free.
Nested in a serene and secure environment, Brave's Garden offers the perfect backdrop for memories that last a lifetime.
Why wait? Come spend your day at Brave Gardens.
Situated just 24 kilometers from Lusaka CBD off Kafue Road. Call or WhatsApp us now to book your date or schedule a visit on 0977 321 919 or 0966 758 693 or 0773 198 960. Braves Garden. Let us help you host your special day the brave way.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for still staying with us. The Navi Singers Ministry of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Lusaka made a profound impact on Kanyama West Clinic community on Sunday. During a community service, the ministry demonstrated its commitment to serving others through various activities, among them cleaning the surroundings, sharing the gospel, and donating assorted items to the needy. In a homily, Navi Singers Ministry President Pastor Wesley Banda shared a powerful message about the importance of faith and gratitude, quoting from the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 13 to 14, highlighting the story of the 10 lepers who were healed but only one returned to thank God. Ministry's chairperson Elder Mpundu encouraged the ministry to continue their noble efforts, acknowledging their positive impact they have in the community. Meanwhile, hospital management and beneficiaries have thanked the Navi Singers Ministry for their kindness and encouraged them to continue with their good works.
The Nabi Singers Ministry brought hope and joy to Kanyama West Clinic community on Sunday, 28 September 2025. Through a community service event, they demonstrated their commitment to serving others. The ministry cleaned the clinic environment and maternity ward, shared words of encouragement with the patients, and donated essential items, including 7 baby hampers, boom paste, and jik.
Titandizira kwene mwatitandizira sikomo kwambiri tisasire hapa ipitirize Mungu akudaliseni vokamba pambiri nilibe Mungu akusogolereni poso akutandizireni sikomo kwambiri.
Elder Mpundu, chairperson for ministries under the Lusaka Conference, praised the Nabi Singers Ministry for their commitment, community work, and encouraged them to continue their noble efforts.
We are Psalms, chapter number 127, verses 3. The Bible says, children are a reward from God. Ababana wenye babadwa, tempo yatu ni yakuti, show them love. That they have been shown by the Nabi ministries. Yes. You as parents, show them love. How are you going to show them love? In their infant stage, introduce them to God. Because they are a reward, according to Psalms, from Him. So giving back is on reward. So maoni yakuti, mubapunzise mulungu mufana wao. Muzitempela, muzitavivonse, at an opportune time, show them the church that worship a true God. We are not saying come to the Seventh-day Adventist, no. We are saying show them the true church where they worship a true God. Introduce them to God. Thank you so very much.
The hospital management thanked the ministry for their kindness and encouraged them to keep helping those in need.
Mwatisonyeza chikondi chachikulu tikuti mulungu azimudalisani nthawi zozo tipitirize kugwira ntchito pamozi. Ntchito iyi sitingakwanise kugwira teka koma pamozi tonse tiwozisenzera mulungu umozi. Zikomo kwambiri.
Mr. Wesley Banda, president for the Nabi Singers Ministry, shared a powerful message about faith and gratitude, quoting from Luke 17 verse 13 to 14.
Donate something kuli bana bamene babadwa. So aya ni mahampers maona so that naimwe muzibe kuti you are a family. Kuti muli part of us and tili pamoja as we support you. Not only that, panja paja making sure kuti tonse tuma paper tatu cleaner so that munkali mu environment ili bwino.
Karumba Ngosa, For Hope News in Lusaka.
Midlands West Zambia Conference Adventist Men Organization AMO of the Seventh-day Adventist Church is set to hand over Mother's Shelter at Mwachisompola Level 1 Hospital to government in Kembe. This momentous achievement comes after the organization invested over 400,000 kwacha in the construction project, which has now reached 100% completion. Speaking when he toured the project, Midlands West Zambia Conference President Gabriel Mulambwa expressed happiness by the quality and scope of the construction. The Mother's Shelter boasts modern facilities including a kitchen bay, sleeping quarters, a storeroom, an ablution block, and a haven designed to provide comfort and care to mothers in need. Once officially handed over to government, the shelter is set to alleviate the suffering of countless community members, offering a safe and nurturing environment for mothers. The project embodies the Church's missiological mandate, reflecting its commitment to serving humanity through benevolent strategies.
Adventist Men of Midlands West Zambia Conference are said to make a profound impact on the community. With the completion of a mother's shelter at Mwachisompola Level 1 Hospital in Kembe.
Just passing through to check and inspect on the progress at Mwachisompola Level 1 Hospital, where the Adventist Men of Midlands West Zambia Conference have been doing a project for the mother's shelter that is behind me.
The organization is set to hand over this life-changing facility to the government,
which is in preparation to donate it to the Ministry of Health at this hospital for waiting mothers or people who are escorting their patients at this facility to have a shelter. And so far, the project, we can say it is at 100% completion and ready to be handed over. This is one of the masterpieces of community services by excellency.
Constructed at a cost of over 400,000, this shelter is a testament of the power of compassion and service
by the men who are dedicated and committed and passionate to changing lives in a community. This facility will be so broad-based in its impact to the community in Kembe and in Chivombo generally.
This initiative embodies the Church's mission to save humanity, reflecting its commitment to benevolence and community care. Karumba Ngosa for Hope News in Kembe.
Government, through Ministry of Technology and Science, has reaffirmed its steadfast commitment to advancing economic diversification anchored on skills development. This commitment was outlined by Technology and Science Minister Felix Mutati during the African Skills for Jobs Policy Academy Practitioner Program in Nairobi, Republic of Kenya. In his keynote speech, Mr. Mutati expressed critical role of equipping Zambia's workforce with competence-based skills aligned with needs of priority sectors such as mining, agriculture, and emerging industries. He stated that the skills development is central to Zambia's vision of sustainable economic transformation and reducing the country's historic resilience on copper. The minister explained that Zambia's strategy emphasizes strong collaboration between government and the private sector in designing and implementing industry-relevant and practical curricula.
Kenya is on the fast track in ensuring that we have the requisite skills to be able to move this country to the next level of development that is in line with Vision 2030 and the government's development agenda. We have stopped training in Kenya just to graduate students. We are training with an end in mind. And then they can go stay in that industry or even have an opportunity to move to other industries. But with the absolute and requisite skills.
We cannot speak about development without speaking about education. And if education is going to be a catalyst for development, then it must be meaningful to the needs and aspirations of our various nations and our people. Within that context, it must always be in partnership with the private sector. That governments alone would not be able to create the needed opportunities to provide jobs and employment opportunities for the teeming youth of Africa.
We have realized that whatever levies that we're getting from the private sector, they are fairly inadequate in terms of the numbers of skills that we need to deliver in order to drive the economy. So we came up with government with what we are calling a support financing structure, where government sponsors students to the various colleges. And as a result of that support, we have enrolled from under 21,000, we have crossed 100,000 boys and girls in various skills training institutions.
Again, we have to consider gender equality, social justice, and inclusivity. How do we use assistive technology to ensure that these solutions that we're coming up with using technology, we're not leaving anyone behind? We train in a demand-driven approach. We're mindful of what the labor market needs at this point in time. We're also looking at emerging sectors, and ultimately we want to create sustainable jobs and how that would further strengthen partnership with industry.
Comme on dit bien en anglais, when there's a will, there's a way. Quand on a une vision, quand la...
Thank you so much. That story brings us to the end of our news today. But before we go, let's look at stories that made headlines. SEC arrests 2 health employees for corruption. GBV reporting process inks victims. Navi Singers brings hope to Kanyama West Clinic. Amo said to hand over mother's shelter in Kembe. On behalf of the news crew and the entire production team, I've been your anchor, Mebo Chitimbiti, alongside George Kalimukwa. Thank you so much. Keep watching Hope Channel Zambia, media that changes lives.